Good day, everyone. I am Rodrigo Billy Bron Jr. together with my co-presenter, Mr. Arnel R. Hamero. Today's afternoon, we're tasked to continue to discuss the Lesson 3 selection and use of teaching strategies. So there are 10 brain-based strategies. So I am the first presenter to discuss the first 5 brain-based strategies, and later Mr. Hamero will continue to discuss the 5 remaining under the brain-based strategies. So when we say brain-based strategies in education, it aims to leverage our understanding of how our brains learns best. So first brain-based strategies is involving student in real life or authentic problem solving. So as a future educator, when we teach, we must include or we must involve the relevance and the practical application of what we are teaching. So you have to involve your student in real life or authentic problem solving. From the word authentic, it's aware or it's real. So you're going to really make them participating in a scenario that is real and wherein they can cite different problems. And that problems they're going to solve by themselves. Because by doing that strategies, they are actively participating in the teaching learning process, and the more they are more likely to learn. So that is number 1. So number 2 is using projects to increase meaning and motivation. So I have a question, class. So how do you increase the meaning of a certain topic when you use projects? So when we say projects, example of this is portfolio. So the student, when they get to realize that the effort they exert or they put to that specific projects are being appreciated by the instructors or the teachers, or what? So they are more likely to learn, or they are motivated to engage in the learning process. Not just in your subjects or in one subjects, but in what? In what class? Yes, very good. In like they could use their learnings in the real life situations. Third is simulations and role plays as meaning makers. So at this time, being authentic on problem solving and projects are not feasible. So simulations, which are not real events, are our resort. So this one is really good for an administrator in their class. So during simulations, they get to what? They get to realize the problems that they could already face. So then the role plays is that you could never imagine how creative your students are. So they're going to have their input of their real life experiences in the role plays, and you will be shocked that there are those scenarios in which it lists from your expectations. So you will be shocked that, oh, my students are what? Like, they are so being creative in portraying their characters on that specific role play. So number 4 brain-based strategies is classroom strategies using visual processing. So there's a saying says, a picture is worth 10,000 words, which is very true. Visual aids are powerful aids in retention as well as understanding. So as a future educator, so you give your students something that they could view and is extracting meaning out of it. That's why most of the time there are some students can't really remember the term, but they know that pictures and they know how that pictures really looks like. So as a future educator, it is very crucial or important for us to have our own visual aids when we teach, because it can help us in making our student understand our topics very easy. So number 5 brain-based strategies is songs, jingles, and raps. So content can be more easily to learn when they give it tune or make it into rhyme personally. So example is the ABC song, example of a piggyback song. A song in which new words or concepts are set to a familiar melody. So it is very true that music is really helpful or much effective when it comes to what? So very good when it comes to familiarizing. So we have a lot of categories when it comes to creating music. So you can utilize the songs, jingles, or perhaps if you want to. So in the future, if you will become a professional teacher soon, class, if you have this kind of strategies or activity, promise your student will really enjoy this kind of activity. And to continue the discussion, Mr. Arnold R. Hamero will continue to discuss the five remaining brain-based strategies. Please do listen.
Pleasant afternoon once again. So my name is Arnel Armero Jr. and I will be presenting to you the five remaining strategy under the brain-based strategies. So brain-based strategies, including mnemonic strategies, play a crucial role in enhancing learning in a classroom settings. So when we say mnemonic, so it involves memory aids that help learners to retain information more effectively. So um, the importance of this strategy is that to enhance memory. So when we say mnemonic leverage, so the brain's ability to recall information through association, making it easier for students to remember complex concepts. So another is engagement. So this strategy often involve creative or creativity and memorable techniques, making learning more engaging and enjoyable for students. And also a long-term retention. So mnemonic, mnemonics promote a deeper encoding of information, increasing the likelihood of long-term retention compared to rote memorization. So example of this strategy in the classroom setting is creating acronyms to remember a sequence of items. For example, in a biology class, so students might be use or the acronym Mrs. Green. So to recall the characteristic of living organism, which movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, ecretion, and nutrition. So by incorporating mnemonic strategies like acronyms, educator can help students master and recall information more effectively, fostering a positive learning environment. So another example for us, as math students. So for math students in the classroom setting, so mnemonic strategies can be particularly helpful for remembering formulas or mathematical concepts. One example is using the mnemonic FEMDAS to remember the order of operation. So we all know that the meaning of FEMDAS is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So this acronym help us as students recalling the correct sequence of operation when solving mathematical expressions. So it simplifies complex problems by providing a step-by-step guide, enhancing students' ability to execute calculation accurately. So that was a sixth strategy of brain-based strategy. So the seventh one, we have the writing strategy. So it talks about, so when we say this strategy, so it talks about a way to help students improve the writing skills by having them create their own math problems and then asking their classmates to solve them. So this is called a writing strategies. So because it involves both writing and problem solving. So by creating their own problems or own word problems, students are able to practice using vocabulary words in context and develop their ability to write clear and concise instructions. Asking classmates to solve the problems helps to build critical thinking as well as the collaboration and communication skills. So these strategies can be effectively a way for teachers like us as future educators, no, to engage students in learning while also helping them develop important academic skills. So one example of that is peer editing workshop. So implementing peer editing sessions where students review and provide feedback on each other's writing. So this is not only not to improve the writing skills but also promote collaboration and a deeper understanding of the writing process. So it also encourages students to think critically about their own and others' works. So refining their writing abilities in a relevant and interactive manner. Next is the eighth one, active review. So when we say active review, so it refers to our learning approach where students take an active role in the review process rather than the teachers leading it. So in this method, students are given the responsibility to prepare and conduct the review sessions themselves. So this shift in dynamics encourages students' engagement. So critical thinking and a deeper understanding of the material. So there are some key concepts of active review. First is the students-led sessions. So what do we mean by this? So instead of the teachers leading the review, so students take turns leading discussions, presenting concepts, and asking questions. So another key concept of active review is preparation. So preparation time, review days are scheduled, allowing students ample time to prepare for their assigned topics. This ensures a thoughtful and comprehensive review. Another one is the collaboration learning. So when we say collaboration learning, so active review promotes a collaboration among students. So they work each other to understand, explain, and clarify concepts, fostering a peer-driven learning environment. Fourth, increased engagement. So students actively participate in any discussions, so contributing their perspectives and insights. So this engagement enhance their understanding of the material. And last, we have the ownership of learning. So by taking charge of the review process, students develop a sense of ownership of their learning, leading to increased motivation and responsibility. So active review empowers students to be actively involved in the learning process, promoting a more student-centered and interactive educational environment. So 9, we have the hands-on activities. So hands-on activities play a crucial role in learning as they provide concrete experiences that forge lasting neural connections. So Aristotle quote, "What we have to learn to do, we learn by doing so." So Aristotle's statement emphasizes the principle of learning through practice and experience. So it underscores the idea that true understanding and mastery come not merely from passive observation or instruction, but from active engagement in practical application. So the importance of hands-on activity is to enhance retention. So engaging in hands-on activity, it involves multiple senses, reinforcing learning through experience which aids in better retention in understanding of concept. So, and also application of knowledge. So, hands-on activity encourages the application of theoretical knowledge in practical scenarios, fostering a deeper understanding of concepts. So, active engagement. So when we say active engagement, students become actively involved in their learning process, leading to increased motivation in the interest in the subject matter. So example of the hands-on activity is the science experiment. So conducting a chemistry experiment where students mix various substances to observe chemical reactions, this hands-on activity allows students to physically interact with the materials, witnessing firsthand the reactions and applying theoretical knowledge to practical situations. As they observe the results, they learn about a chemical properties and reactions, reinforcing their understanding through direct experiences. 10th, there is no such thing as best teaching method. So the best method is the one that works, the one that yields. So the effectiveness of teaching methods can vary based on factors like subject matters, the students' learning styles, and the specific educational goals. So what works well for one group of students might not be as effectively for other. So therefore, the best teaching method is context dependent and is the one successfully achieve the desired learning outcomes for the particular group of students in a given situation. So it is more about a adapting and being responsive to the techniques, needs, to the unique needs and characteristic of the learner. So when we're going to when we deciding the best way to teach a subject, no, there are several important factors that we need to be considered. So these include the instructional objective. So when we say instructional objectives, or what you want your students to learn from the lesson. So the nature of the subject matters. When we say the nature of subject matters, which can affect how it should be taught, learners themselves. So their age, the background of the students, the background of the knowledge of the students, learning styles, and their abilities. So another important factor in the teacher's own experience in teaching style. So that is the fourth factor of when we are going to consider the choosing teaching method. So the teacher. So the fifth one is a school policies. It is also essential to take into account any school policies that may impact on your choice of teaching method or choice of the teaching methods. For example, some schools may have strict rules about not using certain types of technology in class or requiring a specific assessment method. So by considering all these factors carefully when planning lessons, so teachers can create effectively learning experiences for the students that meet both their needs as learners and those of their school's community as a whole.
So in conclusion, effective teaching involves a diverse set of brain-based strategies to encourage our students and enhance learning, incorporating real-life problem-solving, meaningful projects, simulations, visual processing, mnemonic techniques, writing activities, active review, and hands-on experiences cater to various learning styles and foster neutral connections. The importance of considering instructional objectives, the nature of the subject matter, our student characteristic, teacher preferences, and school policies underscores the need for a flexible and adaptive approach.
So there is no one size fits all teaching method. So success lies in selecting method that align with a specific content and yield tangible results. So the synthesis of these brain-based strategies coupled with a thoughtful consideration of the mentioned factors so contributes to a dynamic and effective teaching approach. So that's all for this afternoon. So thank you for listening. Hope you learned something. Thank you.